Well, Belarus is a complex issue for us because, on one hand, we consider them the same aggressor as Russia because Russians troops are using them as a platform. Basically, they use airports, they use railways, they use as places to shoot missiles our way. On another note, they are neighbors, and so far we had no evidence during 1 year of war. No evidence of any Belarusian soldier crossing Ukrainian border. So it's very complex for us. So we are watching closely what's happening in Belarus because we hope that eventually democratic society will win there, Lukashenko regime will be out, and we will just set up a normal neighborhood, relationship.
Yeah, we had the woman that would be a leader in Belarus on the program a couple of days ago. This is what she had to say.
I see eagerness to help us, to be with the Belarusians, but I asked, for example, to synchronize all the sanctions against the regime with the European Union, to increase assistance to our media, to our human rights defending centers, to stay in solidarity with Belarus. It's very important because when I see that Belarusian people feel that they are forgotten, they are abandoned, they lose this energy to continue this fight. Now it's on the top, but we need the world's attention.
So the opposition basically in Belarus needing a lot more support from the European Union and further beyond that. Is that what you agree with?
Yeah, I agree with this. Also, over 2,000 Belarusian volunteers are fighting on Ukrainian side against Russians, which showing the real support to Ukrainian freedom and democracy.
But it looks as though Russia is planning to put nuclear weapons in Belarus. What sort of challenges might that... And what will Ukraine do if that happens?
Well, we treat this more like a threat right now. We don't believe that it's going to be in reality, but no one knows. We learned during this year, everybody knew that, everybody did not believe that Russia will invade on such a, large scale, but they did. So the whole world has to be prepared. I think that if they really will be serious about it, I think we are facing a real challenge to have a second front opened. It's about, I think, more than 1,000 kilometers length of the potential front with Belarus.
And what would that mean for men of fighting age in your country?
That would mean a real challenge to get even more people to conscript into the army, because we will need at least 8 more brigades to control this front line. Fortunately for us, the territory and terrain there is more like a lot of swamps, so it's very hard to break into that. So if we control roads, it will, decrease the vulnerable areas for us.
Oh, I understand. The tanks, the Challenger tanks that have been promised by the UK, I believe, going to be on their way very soon.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like actually to use the moment and thank all the British people for this, because you are trendsetter for anything that we need. First, the British kind of breaks the psychological barrier among all the partners, and then they start giving similar things too. Because without the British position, I think we will still wait for the Germany to get the political decision on the tanks, on Leopards and others. And I think the next step will be the aviation, and I think Britain will also set a standard, in this kind of.
You mean fighter jets, don't you?
Right, fighter jets. Right,
do you still think that is going to happen?
Yes, I believe. Nobody believed that it's going to happen with HIMARS systems. Nobody believed then the tank coalition. I believe in ship coalition and fighter jets coalition as well. It just takes time. Unfortunately, during that time, too many Ukrainian soldiers dying every day. But I think that eventually international partners will realize that it has to be a support giving as soon as possible, because you see how they are increasing stakes all the time in these nuclear threats and stuff like that. So we just have to kick them out of the country as soon as possible.
Very quickly, when's this war going to end?
No one knows. We're gonna fight, as much as as it takes, because we cannot really sacrifice half of the country, the territory, just because one crazy guy decided to do so.
It's good to see you. Come back again soon.
Thank you
very much indeed.
Thanks so much.
A lot.